And hello everybody, it is that time of week again in which you hear me and see me for the Tommy Maroon Sports Show. So much stuff to talk about like always. We have the trade deadline. There was a lot of stuff that happened, a big trade, especially with one team that you'll learn about. The Cleveland Indians looking to continue their hot streak. And last but most certainly not least, a review on Madden 20, Tommy Maroon Sports Show, and you can catch it all right here on WCTV. And time to start the show with my trivia question of the week from last week. Now, when was the last time the Browns made the playoffs? Correct answer was in 2002 when they went 9-7, good enough for a wild card. The only time we've ever gone to the playoffs ever since coming back to the NFL in 1999. First things first. The trade deadline, the big trades. Of course, we had one of the biggest trades the Cleveland Indians did, and it was that Trevor Bauer. Yes, that Trevor Bauer right there. He is no longer a Cleveland Indian. He is going to Cincinnati for Yasiel Puig. That's right, we get Yasiel Puig, a big hitter, and not just a big hitter, but also a fast runner as well. Taylor Trammell, last year's All-Star Futures Game MVP, was formerly with the Reds, now goes to a rebuilding San Diego team, while big Franmil Reyes standing at 6'5", 282, and Logan Allen, who were both with the Padres once upon a time, well, they find a new home here in Cleveland. So they can also go along with Brad Hand as some of the former Padres that were here. And how was that Brad Hand trade again? Pretty good, pretty good. Zach Greinke of the Arizona Diamondbacks, he is now in Houston for J.B. Bukakis, Corbin Martin, Seth Beer, and Joshua Rojas, all formerly with the Astros. Those are some Zach Greinke highlights. Speaking of the Astros, Aaron Sanchez, that's right, Aaron Sanchez, formerly with the Blue Jays, is now in Houston. And also, same thing with Joe Biagini and Cal Stevenson. And you know what the Astros gave to Toronto? Derek Fisher, a former big prospect. And you know what? The trade worked because Aaron Sanchez throws 6 no-hit innings, all part of a combined no-hitter, and Seattle gets no-hit again for the second time this season. Poor Seattle Mariners fans, they have been sadly dealing with a lot of frustration in their history. Maybe one year they'll do it. You never know. You never know. Also, we saw that Nicholas Castellanos of the Detroit Tigers is now going to Chicago for Paul Richan and Alex Lang for the Chicago Cubs. Of course, the Tigers are really starting to rebuild. That team has sort of fallen from grace in the early 2010s. Really, Miguel Cabrera is the only one left, and only Miguel Cabrera because he was pretty much a Hall of Famer when he was in his prime. Never know, he could still get 500 home runs. Can it happen? I hope so. Also, Jesus Aguilar, formerly with the Brewers, is now in Tampa as the Brewers got Jake Faria. Hunter Strickland and Rona Azaleas, both with the Mariners, now in Washington for Aaron Fletcher, Elvis Alvarado, and Taylor Goebel, who were former with the Nationals. And Shane Green, another Detroit Tiger, is gone to Atlanta for Joey Wentz and Travis Demeray. Now let's look at my winners of the deadline if we can pull up our 30 teams as usual. Every week I try to make the logos look different, and there they are. Some are old school, some are still used, like the Phillies one. And Padres, that's pretty old. Expos, man, oh man. Expos and Nationals, I just realized that. But speaking of the Nationals, they are one of the winners of the deadline. Astros are also some of the winners of the deadline. Cubs as well. They're at the middle of your screen, smack dab middle of the screen. And the Braves. And the teams that rebuild, I think the Tigers, Blue Jays, and Mariners. And the losers of the trade deadline, the Yankees and Red Sox. The Yankees could have gotten some starting pitching because that has not been good for them lately, but they passed on it. And they got to deal with what they have. There's no waiver trade deadline this year. It was July 31st as well. Red Sox were sort of hanging in it. And once we saw what they did, absolutely nothing in the trade deadline, it seems like they got the white flag and they have thrown it into their evil empire New York Yankees. After all, the Yankees did sweep the Red Sox in 4 games. But really, the Astros, to me, are the biggest winners. They got pitching, pitching, and pitching, and they can make the World Series. Don't be shocked if we see a rematch of 2017 with Houston in LA. Now time to go to our Cleveland Indians. We'll look at some hot players there during the last 7 games heading into today. Francisco Lindor heading into today, .333 average, 2 doubles, 2 homers, and 5 RBIs. Jason Kipnis, .346 average, 9 hits, 3 homers, and 9 RBIs. Pretty impressive. Jordan Lupo, the Southpaw Killer, had a .400 average, 2 doubles, and 6 hits, and is now on the injured list, 10-day IL. So, Greg Allen will be called up from that point onwards. You always want to see those fast guys. I like seeing them as well. Mike Clevenger headed into today with a 1-0 record, 1.42 ERA and 8 strikeouts. He will be pitching later on today, a part of a doubleheader. Adam Plutko, 1-0, 1.69 ERA and 4 strikeouts. We'll look at some recaps of these past series, Indians and Astros. So the Indians lost that series 2-1. That was their only win that game. Robbie Perez hit a big homer. Danny Salazar made his 2019 debut with the Indians, only to fall back on the injured list, while Tito took a day off due to eye surgery. And there's Salazar right there. And let's look at the Indians and Angels series. The Indians came, they beat up Anaheim 3-0, a complete sweep. Kippy, Lindor, and Santana all hit a homer on August the 3rd. And the Indians and Rangers will hang into today. The Rangers won the first game 1-0. Last time I checked earlier today, we have a 2-0 lead thanks to Jose Ramirez. That's right, Jose. 2-run shot. That man has been red hot lately. We missed you, Jose. Great to see you again. Aaron Savali made his 2nd career start. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts for the first game, and ended up being the tough luck loser, sadly. Now time to do something I like called stats, the playoff odds. So sit back and relax and let's look at them. These are according to Baseball Reference, one of my favorite places to be for a baseball fan. After the Astros series, we had a 58.6% chance at October, 48.7% at the wild card, 9.9% at the division, 31.5% at the ALDS, 12% at the ALCS, 4.7% at the pennant, and 1.9% to win it all. After the Angels series, 67.6% for the playoffs, 54.9% for wild card, 12.7% for the division, 37.4% for the ALDS, 15.3% at the ALCS, 5.8% at the pennant, and 3% to win it all. Hanging today, 64.5% chance at the playoffs, 53.1% chance at the wild card, 1.4% chance at the division, 34.7% at the ALDS, 12.9% at the ALCS, 6.1% to win the pennant, and 1.7% to win it all. And boy, we need to win it all soon. We haven't won since 1948. To put that into contrast, the last time we won a World Series, Dumont was on television. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Dumont, that one old television series that many people have lost their memories about it, sadly, because very few people nowadays have seen it. So I wish I could see it, but they were probably broadcasting the Indians winning the World Series back then in 1948. Enough of Dumont. Now time to go from old to new. Madden 20. That's right, Patrick Mahomes is on the cover. Let's look at some new additions. Superstar X Factors and Ultimate Team. The one mode that man's really been milking out lately. Pro Bowl returns, a new option and screenplays. And of course, the usual stuff from Madden. Advanced graphics and the glorified roster update. Yes, the glorified roster update, like what they usually do. And the face of the franchise. It's pretty upsetting that they have really ruined Superstar mode, in my opinion. This one great mode got ruined due to cliches and cheesy cutscenes, especially in college football. There are only 10 colleges. Yes, 10 colleges you can pick from. I mean, not Ohio State, not Notre Dame, not Akron. And as somebody who's going to Akron, I'm pretty offended. Look, Look at this. 3 of them are Florida teams, 2 of them Texas teams, and Texas Tech is probably picked because, well, that's where Patrick Mahomes went. There's Oregon, which has been struggling lately, Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, LSU, USC, and you also have Clemson as well. Of course, Clemson has been red hot lately. Quite a bunch of ACC and SEC teams. It's a little ridiculous in my opinion. Story is the same thing as long shot and over cliche now. In case you don't know, long shot was an old game mode they had Madden 18 and 19. Now, let me tell you something. Madden 18's long shot was pretty okay / decent. Pretty fun to deal with. Madden 19's long shot homecoming was not good. I cannot say that same thing. It was pretty poor. Hardly any role playing. Same story, same cliches. It just didn't feel like a story mode. It just felt like you sit back, relax, and enjoy some cliche movie. And I was not a fan of it. I was not a fan of Madden 19. And there are no more cutscenes when you make the pros. Instead, they're like text messages and stuff, MLB The Show, except unlike MLB Show, it's not like somebody taunting you and stuff. At least you have the idea to sort of like tell somebody, or an MLB Show, you could tell your teammates or tell your rival and stuff. And yeah, pretty fun. And you can control everybody in college. And those are some Clemson guys. And yeah, you always play the Cannonball in a freezing Cowboys AT&T Stadium. Since why does it get cold in Dallas, am I right? And you control everybody at college? That's lots of a career mode to me. So here are my final thoughts on Madden 20. I am pretty disappointed. If you want a good game, do not waste $60, $80 on Madden 20. Instead, go to your attic or basement, dust off your old PS2 or Xbox or GameCube, because they're avid Nintendo gamers like myself. Buy Madden 2003, 2004, 2005, and you saw Madden 06 and Madden 08. Those games are pretty good. I do not have Madden 04 or Madden 06 yet, but I will. Or ESPN NFL 2K5. I want you to look at how beautiful this is. Look at how great the gameplay is. I mean, you only see that in just that game. The celebrations are fun. Look, you get the blimp, you get the fans. All this stuff is not in Madden. And look, everything happens for a reason. It goes right in between them. Everything moves so smooth and natural in that game. And you can buy those games for $80, $100 altogether. They came out 15 some years ago, and they are much better than what they have to offer nowadays. Now, you can still buy Madden 20 if you want the realistic stuff and you don't like old stuff. But if you want a game that you'd love to enjoy, to me, pick out those old games. I have Madden 2003, Madden 2005, Madden 2008, and those games are pretty good, very above average. I enjoy them so much. Well, so that will do it all. Next week, I'm going to talk about the NBA, the boatload of moves that have happened so far. It's pretty crazy to think that, all the trades and stuff. The Cleveland Indians, of course, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement. That was last weekend. I'm going to really dive deep into that because, come on, these guys are now immortal. They got the gold jacket. They got the statues. So much fun. And we're pretty lucky to have the Pro Football Hall of Fame here in Canton, Ohio, which is a little drive south here, Stark County. And I've been there quite a ton of times, and it's pretty beautiful. It's much bigger than what it used to be, and you know what they say, bigger is better. So that's a bit of a preview for next week. Before we sign off, we're going to ask my trivia question of the week, and here it is. Now, listen up, folks. We talked big about Madden, so I want to know who was on the cover of Madden 07. That's right. Maybe you own the game, maybe you don't, but I want you to answer if you know who is on the cover of Madden 07. Well, that will do it, everybody. Once again, here on WCTV, I'm Tommy Maroon signing off. Can't wait to see you next week.